And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still, we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and Kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black, she is everything. So black, she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says, ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames, but they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and Kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and Kettle says, bitch, I might be. Says, nuck if you buck. Then says, wipe me down. Kettle says, yes, my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and Kettle says, hell yes. But don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
All right, microphone check 1, 2. Microphone check.
Skip, all I'm saying is this.
All right, so up to bat. A championed hero in the red pill spaces, Shannon Sharp. Could be known as Shay Sharp or Club Shay Shay. That sounds interesting. Anyway, let's get on with this show right now. Here we go.
Tom Brady had a problem. You said Tom Brady should have had a problem with Byron after Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich comes up with a game plan. And here's a guy that was not in the meeting when they came up with it, come in with his red pen scratching out stuff.
Yep.
Now Tom Brady is not up because most coaches and NFL coaches work between 80 and 100 hours in a 5-6 day week. So Tom Brady the night before, he's making tweets when he didn't stay up those 80 to 100 hours. So shouldn't they have a problem with that?
Who do you think watches more tape, Tom Brady or all the coaches?
All the coaches.
Stop it.
All the coaches.
Stop.
I'm not going to let you do it.
No,
I'm not going to let you do it. I don't care.
I'm not
going to let you be disrespectful to these damn coaches because you love Tom Brady.
Nobody,
Tom Brady does not watch more tape than coaches. He does not.
Of this league
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a flat out lie. What are your sole purpose at first date?
To do whatever you tell me to, drill sergeant.
That's a brilliant idea. You must be a damn genius. You must have an IQ of 160. Now get the first thing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening of Ladies' Night. Might be a short one tonight because I got some things I need to take care of, but it's going to be a good one. That is for sure. If my volume is cool and you're watching from the clouds, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat just so I know what's going on. You can hear me okay. Here we go. Going over some Shannon Sharp tape. Not Shannon Shape tarp. Shannon, never mind. Here we go.
I run this show. I don't care what drill sergeant is.
This is a rare moment. Enjoy it.
I'm literally telling you, whatever you mention, she can cook. She's that good.
Oh yeah,
What do you want?
banana pudding. Banana pudding, but I like a lot of cookies. Like a lot of cookies. I like cookies.
Cookies on the banana pudding? In the
Yeah.
banana pudding? What kind
Yeah.
of cookies?
Vanilla wafers.
I mean, I didn't know.
Oh my goodness.
Vanilla wafers in the banana pudding?
So this is how big he is. I mean, this is a big man right here. This is a big man. I mean, he's right next to one of the most, one of the most popular and expensive sports personalities out there. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Go on top of them, Stephen A.
Black girl in the house.
I never had those, Shannon. I never did. Look, man, don't be looking at me straight. You the one telling people you used to eat squirrels when you used to eat the fried squirrels when you were younger. All right, then. I mean, our palate ain't the same. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
And while you're talking, I eat a mess of squirrel right now. Somebody cooking squirrel and rice right now.
There's
Ain't no
never
way.
been anything because you can't stand it that Tom Brady at 45 is still playing this game at a very high level.
You
Yeah.
can see these numbers?
Yeah.
These numbers say Tom Brady's not playing
Okay,
at a
then
high
I
level.
need you.
I ask, I said, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? I always ask the guests that. Sometimes they say, well, I would appreciate it if we not talk about this. Cool, no problem. Because I believe you can tell your story without saying something negative. But yes, I believe a person that's been in a business, that's been doing something 10, 15, 20, 30 years are more than one salacious story. That's what I believe. So if they say they want to stay away from it, but if they want to tell something, who am I to say, no, I don't know, you can't tell that.
Yes, this is all about that IG situation. I mean, to me, man, I mean, think about it. Okay, I guess he at first was saying that, it was an accident. You know how, iPhones are, I'm frustrated with my iPhone. It's not like you would have to have your buttons configured in a certain way to make it so easy that you can accidentally be taping yourself. I mean, there's nothing you can do. The phone is all screen. It's not like there's a single button that's like for record. You might be able to assign a button, maybe. That would be his best shot. But really, quite honestly, I don't know if I'm digging it. I think he just made a horrible business decision, and it didn't, it didn't work. It's not working out well. Let's just put it that way. Tevin in the house. Tevin's in the house. Let's talk about the IG situation. Black girls in the house. Both are self-hating. Zoom, zoom. I gotta watch my words here on YouTube. But straight, you mean him having, yep, with his beard. Oh, we just getting started right now, folks. Here we go. We're gonna keep this going.
And I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notion, and they open up. That's what they're upset about. Because if you look at a lot of these people that's been on other podcasts, I didn't know it was gonna cause this kind of ripple. I didn't think it was gonna move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that. But if you remember,
Don't do sit downs. You see what I'm saying?
Kim, I've been trying to line Cat up for a year. I tried to line him up for a year. People don't know this, but Cat doesn't like to fly. I'm getting off the elevator. As I'm getting off the elevator, a lady's getting on.
Right.
She said, hello. I said, hey, how you doing? I'm Shannon Sharp. She tells me her.
That girl says he's fruity as Fruity Pebbles. We're definitely gonna find out. We might have a debate. Everybody, you can debate either here in the live or in the comments. Feel free. Here we go.
Her name. She's like, I've never seen you here before. I said, yeah, my attorney's here, Marvin. She said, oh, I love Marvin. I love Allison, who's his daughter. She said, oh, I said, I've never seen you here. I said, I've been coming here 3-4 years. I've never seen you. She said, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just not meeting you.
Let me pause it right there because I want to get right to the meat of the matter. Right here. I want to get to where Cat Williams is actually speaking about Shannon Sharp. We've seen enough. We've seen enough cam tape for a minute.
That came on and did what he did. Now you had no choice. Advertisers, sponsors had to take Club Shay Shay serious. People that did he just this.
What non-male would call himself Shay Shay? A non-fruity male would call himself Shay Shay. It's either that or he's a friend of mine she was saying that he sounds like a plantation bee, if you know what I mean. I don't want to say the whole word, but a plantation, somebody who'd be back in there in them days, he'd have all the kind of like if he played a role, he played like the role and the Green Mile or whatever that is called, that kind of role.
He's a dumb jock. He talked with a lisp. But that dumb jock that talked with a lisp has the #1 podcast on YouTube. Not sports podcast, Cam. #1.
He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? Less than you. This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey was never homeless. When you were supposed to go last because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was going to be called the Kings of Comedy. It was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course, you got to close if it's your tour. That's why it was such a big deal.
Let me pause right there. I'm going to drop the link early because it is ladies' night. Not my night, it's ladies' night. I will just be here until the ladies get on stage. Drop that like that. Here we go.
But you couldn't do it because you can't beat the best. And until you humble yourself, you will forever be king by the king.
Cat told every goddamn everything. He told so much, said it, well, why you telling so goddamn much? What am I gonna say now? At least nobody had alopecia, so.
Can't talk good over KB and look.
Okay, let's pause that out. And where is it? I know I got it in here. We'll go over. Okay, that's not it. Here we go. Here we go. Let me make sure that's the one I want.
If you haven't seen about it already, apparently Shannon Sharp went on Instagram Live accidentally. And
accidentally. I just told you about, I just remember what I told you about iPhones. They don't make many accidents, quite honestly.
Was heard. There was no video seeing it, but you could hear he was engaging in
coitus,
in sexual activity with a consenting adult, and everybody in the world heard it and saw it, or well, heard it. Technically, you can see it, but we want to play this clip of them talking about it today, him and Ocho Cinco. Before we get started, let's go ahead and play this.
Situation like this, you try to make light of it. Nobody was harmed in the making of this audio.
No. Well, I don't know, except
you know, she might have had to put a little ice pack down there, but she's good otherwise.
Oh, wow.
What? See, that's you can see that he's really trying to impress men. Yeah, let's keep it going.
You know, you play a hard game, you ice. Basketball players ice their knees, they ice their ankles, the elbows and stuff like that. Up and down. Football players. Okay.
Hey, she might be in the Epsom salt right now. Hey,
you
she
know.
in the Epsom salt right now, watching the show. Hey, Michelle. All right, heal up, sweetie. Heal up.
I don't.
Well,
Rat Girl says, I hope she was paid well.
To me, again, I don't think it was staged. I just can't get over the fact that every time Shannon Sharp talks, he sounds like Leon Phelps from Ladies Man to me. He's like, nobody was harmed in the making of this sex movie.
Lady.
It just, dude.
Blaine, what's going on here, man? break it down. This is why we need
Well,
right here.
the first thing.
This is a fastball right down the
congrats
middle.
to Shannon on.
Okay, let's see if we can. I think I have one with the tape on it. Let me see if I can find that. Not that one. Wait, let me pause it. Get past the intro because my music might do something. Let me see if they started now.
Not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people.
Go back.
A few minutes later, people who they thought was Shannon, I should say, post this on his Instagram. Beware, my @ShannonSharp84 Instagram was hacked this morning. My team and I are working vigorously to figure this out. Signed, Unc. However, later, Wednesday night, Shannon and his co-host on Nightcap, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, they do an emergency live. And we learned several things from Shannon himself. One of which is that the person who posted the hack statement on his Instagram wasn't actually him, but someone who worked for him. He admits that actually his account wasn't hacked and that it was an honest mistake on his part. I mean, he tells the whole sordid story. Take a listen.
I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count.
I want to hear the possible keystrokes he used to actually get that iPhone to record when it did. It might have been different if it was a phone. I mean, it's much easier to accidentally butt dial somebody or leave, like you just hang up with somebody and then, as he says, get right to it, and then maybe he left the phone call open. That's very easy. It is very hard to almost impossible to initiate a live stream on IG with a single button and then it gets uploaded instantly. It's just no. I'm not buying it. He's not. Yeah, he's not embarrassed. He's proud of it. Yeah, because quite honestly, what he could have done is simply just not said anything about it and just took it down. You know, he has a team of people. The same person who put up who allegedly put that message up could have been the same person who allegedly quickly took the live down. Then people might, the thing is that, hey, if it's his private business, it's his private business. He could have took it down and just kept it moving. And I guarantee you probably some people would ask him about it just because, he is who he is. But for the most part, from that point on, no, they wouldn't. But no, he made a point of talking about it and doing an emergency live as well.
On Shannon. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times. And I always try to be professional at all times, even when I'm behind closed doors. I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities. But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, gazed in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live.
Okay, now he just told on himself. He said he threw his phone on the bed. Now, we all know that iPhones are lock friendly. They literally they will lock as soon as you don't stop using it. So no, he would have to have been literally taking video. Okay, with that iPhone, right? I'll tell you why I'm kind of an iPhone expert later. But and really, actually, I'm an Android guy, but we'll get past that later. But anyway, he would have literally have to been taking videos with that phone, and then they got hot and got into it right then and there. There's just no way. It just the scenario. See, I'm not mad about him about getting what he getting his loving in, whatever you want to call it. That's not the problem. The problem is that I don't think he's really honestly being honest. He's being honest. That's the problem. He's not being honest. I mean, it's technologically impossible for that phone to just initiate a live stream after you just throw the phone on the bed. It's number one, when you're done with your phone goes into a lock mode, which means the screen turns off and there's nothing you can do. I'm touching my iPhone right now and it ain't doing shit. The best I can do is maybe accidentally bring up a message but not initiate any sort of live stream. There's just no way. He would have had to have, the only way this would work, the only way his lie would work is if he was already recording on Instagram before he threw his phone on the bed, wherever he threw it. And wait a minute. Uh-oh, I think I just found something. Let me go back again. Why do you throw your phone on your bed if you're going to be there doing your thing? Uh-oh.
Himself. One of which is that the person who posted the hack statement on his Instagram wasn't actually him, but someone who worked for him. He admits that actually his account wasn't hacked and that it was an honest mistake on his part. I mean, he tells the whole sordid story. Take a listen.
I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world.
Phoenix Soul in the house. New Diamond in the house. Good seeing all three of you. Right, girl. Phoenix Soul, New Diamond. You up in the clouds? Shout it out. Here we go.
To hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times. And I always try to be professional at all times, even when I'm behind closed doors. I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions.
Wait, see, I missed something right there.
Audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times. And I always try to be professional at all times, even when I'm behind closed doors. I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities. But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed.
There we go. I don't even have to really, there's no bashing going on in this conversation. The only bashing that's happening is this guy lying to him. Okay, so he said he threw his phone on the bed, right? And I've thrown my phone on the bed hundreds of times over the years. I'm even older than old Shay. And have never, ever, ever initiated a recording session of any kind on any platform. Welcome. Good to see Wise Seeking Knowledge. Good to see the Rat Girl. Good to see New Diamond. Great to see everybody up in here. Great to see Tevin up in here. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. Phoenix Soul is in the house too. Okay, so please spare us the trash coming from your face, Shay. All right. All right. Just in case anybody wants to come up, I'm going to drop that down here. Now, I do have a what I call a conditional portion of the live stream, which is the one that you see on on the screen with the Exoticals and company. But that I am not going to even touch myself. So what if as soon as I get that one is just conditional to how many people on the come to the panel, because I don't feel like it's my business to talk about that business, to be honest with you. I just wanted to bring it up on ladies' night because we can have a debate amongst the ladies about it, and I would give my observation, but that would be it. So anyway, let me keep going with Shannon. Here we go. So basically, so he threw his phone on the bed. And I think we all can agree that's a myth. There's just no way you can throw an Apple phone on the bed and it activate a a live stream. I mean, the developer knows that's a series of keystrokes that's almost impossible to do on the phone unless you program the phone with the one button thing. And it's still, and let's face it, I'm giving him a lot of grace. We know that he didn't do that. No one buttons IG. They just don't. Not to start a recording. Nobody does that.
Engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie, and he said, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? I'm like, what about on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, it sounds like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank.
So during Nightcap, he is promoting the sponsor of the show, Rose Sparks, which just so happens to be a male sexual enhancement product for men. Predominantly is used, y'all, by men who suffer from erectile dysfunction.
So basically, maybe this. So I just, why does he have to come up with the story? He can just say, look, I just wanted to record myself and I did. The lady didn't mind. Blah, 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 whatever. I mean, it sounds creepy. Either way that you hear it, it's going to sound creepy. So he should just give that up, So, yeah, exactly right, girl. The jokes write themselves. Welcome, Bridget. So that's basically, I'm sure everybody has heard all about it and everything, but I just want to tell you from a technical point of view and let you know that I don't believe Shannon is being 100% honest about how this recording came about. It's literally impossible. I mean, maybe like no, it's just impossible. I can't even give you a good scenario that would clear that up.
I think a lot of people have forgotten that in 2016, Shannon was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but he did announce in 2022 that he was just fine, cancer-free. But for those of us who know about prostate cancer, it does affect a man's sexual desire. It affects his ability to get and keep an erection. And although a man who has had prostate cancer can have an orgasm, he can't ejaculate. There's no semen that's produced, no liquid at all. So on this episode, Shannon jokingly but frequently flashed packets of the enhancement product throughout the entire episode. He giggles, he sniggles about the whole incident, even suggesting that his draws will one day see the Hall of Fame, or at least reach Hall of Fame status. His company already has merch available for folks to buy, capitalizing off the situation that happened just a few hours earlier in the day. And we later learned the merch had sold out. Now,
that's also, how long it takes to get I mean, the thing is this, even before you start producing the merchandise, you have to plan, you have to make, you have to license stuff, and then you have to make an agreement. Rat Girl's going in hard. Rat Girl's going in on Shannon hard. He prefers beat popping anyway. Oh, man. Oh, here we go.
The next day, Thursday, Shannon was absent on his job at First Take on ESPN. And some people, putting one and one together, coming up with two, thought it was because Disney, who owns ESPN, had fired him, similar to what they did to retired NBA player Paul Pierce. But turns out that was not actually true because he is off every Thursday and Friday anyway. And this just so happened to be a Thursday. So we then later learned from TMZ, who produced an exclusive story. They say they spoke to someone who's on the inside of Disney, who told them that Shannon will not be disciplined for his quote unquote error, and that actually he'll return to work on Monday as was already planned. Now, Shannon does remind all of us on Nightcap that he has always told us how technologically challenged he is. Heck, he hates apps, he doesn't use apps, etc., etc. But
that makes it even more fishy. The fact that he says that he is not technologically, adept, that tells me, Phoenix Soul, yes, I can. Yes, I will play that. I'll grab it. That tells me that basically, there's no way that first there was no way. Now there's no way in hell that he got that going like that. Because, and I'll tell you why. This is the reason why. You would have to. The only way you could have reached IG is by programming a one button solution for recording. Because he said he just threw his phone on the bed, right? Well, so the only way that could have been happening at all is if he was already recording on IG. He started the live and everything. And live streams are hard. I don't know about you, but when I start a live stream, it's more than just one button. On StreamYard, you hit the start button and then it asks you, are you sure? It does shit like that. So no, I just want to know why he lied. I want to know why he was telling the story. I don't get it. What, I think okay, hold on one second, because I need to grab something. But yeah, it's just when you think about it, it gets more ridiculous the more he talks about it. It just gets more weird, more strange, more ridiculous, because there's no way. Hold on one second. There's no way you can get that phone activate on. Not only to activate, it might be remotely possible if it was just a phone recorder, but then it would be just recorded on his phone. It's the fact that somehow his phone, from the point it left his hand to the point it hit the bed, like he said he did, allegedly hit the bed. I think I should use the word allegedly hit the bed, turned on. Somehow it just turned on. He's not big enough. That's a lot of programming. Hold on one second. I think I got it up here. Yeah, okay. So I got that ready. Okay. So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, if you believe him, put a 2 in the chat. If you don't believe him, put a 1 in the chat. Welcome, Mel. Mel's in the house. Good seeing you, Mel. I mean, whose face is he trying to play in? That's the funny part. We all know that's a lie, DJ. So I mean, okay, so we know it's a lie. What do you think? Why do you think he lied about it? Why? I mean, I don't get it. You know, it seems like I don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let me bring up something. Okay, let me hit the. Here we go. I might need to loop it because
What I'm hearing.
That's my Michelle.
What is that? Lies, bitch! I know what you sound like. I know all my hoes better than my hoes know themselves. So now that we established that that's you, something that's messing my mind up. This was messing my head up. How in the hell can my Michelle be his Michelle when I know damn well I didn't receive a PayPal, a Venmo, or a Zelle? Make it make sense. Because you out your rabbit ass mind if you think you finna lay up and not pay up. I ain't trying to hear it. You got this big grizzly back nigga laying on top of you sounding like he need a respirator. And
grizzly back.
You done put that thing on him, got him breathing all heavy, sounding like he having an asthma attack, and I just need cash in stacks. You follow me? So, do I need to talk to him? Oh, he's not around right now. Okay, I'll tell you what, Michelle. I need you to relay a message for me. You tell Shannon that he ain't sharper than a blade I'm gonna cut his ass with if I don't get my goddamn money. Do I make myself clear? Cause I got to have it and I need it, Michelle. Bye, ho. Shannon Shaw. Oh, you done fucked up now, cause I got to get what's mine. Motherfucker.
That was brought to you. Oh. All right, that was cool. That was cool. You know, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, it's going to be around for a while. Let's put it that way. You know, that had me cracking up. Phoenix Soul, thank you for bringing me that tape. That made my night right there. Okay, so let's get back to this. That was hilarious. That was complete with audio. Oh man, you guys can hear it, right? All right, so here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Everyone who has ever gone live on Instagram knows there really is no such thing for a man like him. Hear me, a man like him to make a mistake and go live on Instagram. I mean,
I told you. I see.
If you use Instagram and you go live pretty frequently or ever so often, and you leave the app open, it is possible for you, or if it were me, to actually make a mistake and go live. But again, not for someone like him, not for someone who hates apps, doesn't use apps. For a man who's never gone live before, it simply would not be possible for him to make a mistake. It wouldn't be an accident.
I couldn't agree more. It's impossible.
Only be, say it with me, staged. Now hold up.
I believe it was staged too. We all with you. Yep.
Stay with me. You know, listen, he has never gone live and he has someone who runs his account. I mean, he told us that because he said the guy who told him, you know, who called him up and was like, you're live right now. This guy went into his account and actually stopped the video. This is a part of Shannon's story for those of you who didn't hear Nightcap. So we know that even though he said out of one side of his mouth, he runs his account. We also know he has someone he pays to run his account. When you have someone that you're paying to run your account, hello to all of you who are social media managers out there. You're not going to be running it yourself. I mean, then why would you need the person? You're doing the job that you hired someone to do. Now, when you're rich, you have people that do these things. Not saying you can't suggest posts and may send them something to post for you, but you're not actively on your account like that. Now, I think
Rat Girl says, I'm telling you, he needed to use his beard so that people stop questioning his sexuality. I believe, you know, something, he is concerned about that and it does bother him. But, you know, that's on him.
too many of us have forgotten something that you can actually do on Instagram. What?
Excellent point, Phoenix Soul. I think we need to hear from Michelle. I agree.
You ask? Well, those of us who are on social media and we run social media accounts like Instagram, we know that you can actually pre-record a video and schedule it to stream live any day, anytime you want. I mean, many of us use this feature. So for those of you who don't know, you can actually go live on Instagram without actually being live. This is what I believe happened in this situation with Shannon. Listen,
I think she's giving him too much credit. I do believe that's a scenario that could have happened, but he would not do that. Because remember, he has a man running when he goes live on Instagram, he goes live on Instagram in a way that automatically doing it doesn't make any sense. And what I mean is, he's lights, camera, action. I mean, he's got all that studio equipment and all that kind of stuff. The only thing you would do, see that, and the thing is this, it doesn't matter that the recording, the recording, even let's say he goes live on Instagram. His phone would have to be the designated recording device. So it's literally impossible. It's just no. I mean, I believe she's just giving a scenario like I gave a scenario, but there's no way, especially if you put your phone down, and if your phone's locked, you still have, and again, you still have to open the app on your phone in Instagram to use it for a recording device on Instagram. So no, he would. I think it gets that's going to be a no for me, as far as that being a scenario. So, she has to vote as a verification of identity. Yep. You guys are running away with this. Cynthia G reminds us that they go to YT women before they openly taste the rainbow. Oh, it's kind of okay. So I see the theory you're telling us, Raquel. So what you're saying is that Cynthia G is saying that Caucasian women are the gateway, the gateway to the other side. The other side. Which, hey, if he wants to do that, it's up to him. I mean, there's a lot of very popular social media personalities that are GAY, and there's no problem with that. The problem we have, is why is he lying about it? That's the issue. So yeah, the gateway.
Possible for that audio we heard, that video of the ceiling, to have simply been a phone sex session put to video. And that's why the movements didn't stack up to the audio. You say, what do you mean, girl? The movements didn't stack up to the audio. Well, listen, I got to speak plain. For all of us who are having sex, we know that your lovemaking sounds are in cadence with your movements. They're not separate from your movements. On that video, audio, whatever you want to call it, it's lots of sound, but very little movement. And then all of a sudden we hear you growling, which, by the way, guys, we ladies love the growl. At least I do, but I digress. Not to mention, the audio was way too clear, y'all. It sounded more like a phone call. Heck, was the phone right up to the alleged Michelle's mouth? But you say...
Good point. When the phone's away from you, then we're talking about another situation where it has to be put into speaker. where you're using the microphone, in speakerphone mode. Well, no. Cross that out. That doesn't matter. But no, you can tell when you're right up on the phone, when somebody's right up on their phone, or whether they're listening to you from a distance, because you hear more of the room. You hear more of an echo, and that sounded more like it was right. They were literally talking into the phone.
On Nightcap,
from a short distance.
Randomly threw your phone on the bed, and a man his size, his height, no doubt has a very large bed, maybe even a custom-made bed, like a lot of these athletes do. So,
and, nightstands is where people put their phones. They don't put it on the bed, especially if they're going to do something like that. You might put it on your bed when you're just by yourself. You're about to go crash. But if you're about to do, you're going to throw it on the nightstand, because you don't want it bouncing all over the place and falling off the bed or any other ideas you can think of. Basically, the bottom line is that's why there's so many red flags. It's getting to crimson level. Let's put it that way.
It sounded more like a hyped up phone session simulating the act of sex versus it being an actual live act of sex. Not to mention, let's just say, y'all, it was actually live and Michelle is a real person. It's possible that Michelle did this and not Shannon, and Shannon simply covering for whoever this Michelle person is.
No, it wouldn't work. Michelle doesn't have Shannon's account. That wouldn't work. This young lady has been on point, except for there, because how would she have access to his account? So that happens. And now she might have recorded it and gave it to him, but I don't know. But I'm not saying that's out of the question. But definitely, she would have to have had his phone to do it. It has to come from his phone, because I'm sure Shannon did not give Michelle his account to log into.
Just like he told us, a lot of you know I covered the story, when he was hanging out with his gay fashion stylist, taking him on dates. I mean, literal dates. So it wasn't.
There we go. Ladies, you were right. Here we go.
Just sitting courtside with him. It was, they're out to dinner at night, and it's not a staff. It's just he and the guy, or him and the guy. When all that was going on, he then fired the guy, and then we later find out from the guy, okay, because he was interviewed by a blogger, that Shannon actually never did fire him. It was Shannon's way of protecting him, because he was getting threats and Shannon was getting threats, and it was a whole bunch of stuff. And Shannon wanted to put out there to the world so that people would leave that guy alone. Hey, he's no longer my stylist. I'm back with Shelly. So we know.
Let me pause that for 1 second while I seek knowledge. Most built men have small package. I've noticed that. Shay is in that group. Bars.
Shannon has a pattern of doing this, covering for people he, cares about or whatever. So it's very possible, as I said, this could have been Michelle, this alleged Michelle, and Shannon was just.
She cleared it up perfectly. This alleged Michelle
covering for her, saying it was my mistake when really it may have been something she had done. Now, the big question for those of us who definitely believe this was staged, be it live or a pre-recorded live stream, is why? Why would Shannon Sharpe stage something like this, risking the new multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal he just signed? Remember, his contract was just renewed. It was 3 months ago.
Team Shay. And it's funny that, there's really a pattern going on here, that all of these TV personalities, whether they say they're red pill or not, it's clear that they have red pill tendencies. For a perfect example would be Cam Newton. Whether or not he thinks he's in red pill, he has red pill tendencies. He makes multiple women have his kids, and then basically, you would use a submission rap. Same thing.
With ESPN. Why would he do that? Why? Well, I think there are only two reasons why he would stage it. First, and the most obvious, is that the gay rumors, the taunts, the DMs he says he gets really got to Shannon, y'all, more than we could have ever imagined. I mean, I personally believe it was staged to stave off these rumors. He did say the rumors bothered
How many
him.
people think it is that it was staged to stave off the rumors? Well, already, right, Melissa? So, but let's find out. Put a 1 in the chat if you staved off the rumors. 2 if, no. Here we go.
His 3 kids, his sister, his other family members. But if that's the case, one would then say, well, why stage it now in VMO? Why wouldn't he have staged it later, right? During the height of the rumors? Well, I got to tell you, first of all, the rumors actually haven't died down. I mean, quite the contrary. I mean, after that green suit, orange bag incident, don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google it, the rumors only increased. But
I mean, it's weird. The more you think about it, I mean, him and Cam is similar where they dress. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with having an imagination on the way you dress, but there's certain ways you dress. It's going to look or be conducive to a certain type of lifestyle. Some outfits that Shannon puts on and Cam puts on, those would be items that somebody like RuPaul would put on. Do you see where I'm going with this? Shannon's outfit and Cam's outfit and RuPaul's outfits are very similar unless RuPaul goes all the way out. But when they're on their man side, they all literally dress the same. Cam was wearing tights, probably very expensive tights, but they were tights. When he was doing, his interview with the doctor, the good doctor, he had his tights on. Those, I don't, quite honestly, I don't even wear them tights ever out. Never. I use them under my pants just, to keep sweat off of me when I fly fish or something, but that's it. I would never wear those out. Now, back in the 90s, dudes used to wear them out. Not to a club or anything, but they'd be out and on the town in some tights. They looked ridiculous. But back then it was okay. Now, no. Now, no. And so, yeah, they're putting on what I define as RuPaul outfits. Nothing wrong. The thing is, though, when it comes to this situation, I respect RuPaul because he blesses him. He's like saying, "Look, this is me." He makes it clear his lifestyle, and Shannon and Cam don't. And I don't get me wrong. I think they both Shannon and Cam enjoy women, but I think they also enjoy other options too. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's my opinion. All alleged, of course.
Why would he do it now versus a few months ago? Well, to me, it makes sense that he would do it now because, well, first of all, it would have been too obvious had he done it at that time. We would have been like, okay, dude, really? The gay rumors just came out today. You stage this tomorrow, or this video kind of, goes live tomorrow. It would have, the timing would have, he knows better. He knows that we would have said, okay, really? But also, for those of you who don't know, around that time, he was renegotiating, he and his team, they were renegotiating his contract with Disney for his job on First Take at ESPN. So you wouldn't have staged it then because, well, that's really risky. But if you ink the deal, the ink is now dry. We're now in September. He inked that deal, the renewal in June. Okay, this would be perfect because.
Well, I guess though, I mean, there's probably something in his clause that says if you do something stupid, we get to boot you, but maybe not. I don't know. But it still seems dumb because it just seems dumb to me.
Because, well, you're valuable. I mean, Shannon has trended several times over the last 3 months. I mean, this was big, his name trending big in a big way, but he's trended several times. So they know Shannon is very valuable to them. He's valuable to ESPN. The numbers are out there. The days that Shannon appears on First Take, which is Monday through Wednesday, the numbers are the highest they are all week. So if he says, I made a mistake, and of course, all those people at ESPN know how tech challenged he actually is. I mean, heck, Shelley does everything for him, including respond to simple emails because he doesn't send emails. He doesn't know how, he says.
Phoenix Soul says this. The running theory is that any man that objectifies women, which Shannon clearly does, and portrays blatant machismo is secretly colored flags. Here we go.
Right? So it wouldn't be far-fetched for those people to believe, well, he could have made a mistake because he didn't know what he's doing. But see, for people like me and you, especially if you go live on Instagram, there's no way it could have been a mistake. And this is what bothers me about this whole situation, because I like Shannon. What bothers me about the whole situation is what people are doing, right? I talk about common sense a lot because I personally believe common sense should be king. Common sense should come before our education. It should come before our spirituality.
Let me pause it right there. I think she made a lot of good points. Kevin says, have y'all heard that Neo and Nick Cannon could be in trouble soon over the Diddy situation? Well, Nick's already in trouble for that interview he did, but yeah. Well, I mean, to me, Tevin, it's basically anybody who was in that circle at that time is probably did some weird shit. Let's just put it that way. But I appreciate you bringing that up. Now, I'm gonna save. In fact, since we're talking about some artists, let me bring up the new Ray J problem. Briefly, of course. Where am I here? Where am I? Okay. Let's see, is that? Okay, let's go with this.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are ready,
All right, this is brought to you by Tisa Tells. Tisa, let's see what you got.
Ray J, you got to come to the front because we need to have a word with you. Y'all, Ray J was caught online gaslighting his own family. And Princess Love came online to let us know, no. You did all that with me? You did all that with me? You're not doing it to our youngins. Y'all, we got to talk about this because at the end of the day, remember when Stunna Girl said, I think it was Stunna Girl, told us that Ray J was just as bad or worse than Diddy? Ray J was around with Whitney Houston. Ray J was rolling hard with Diddy. Ray J was around with that mess with Tara Marie. Ray J, even though he has a baby face and looks innocent, people are starting to say he is far from it. And it looks like Princess Love might be the person to finally expose him. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Ray J went live. I'll put the live at the end of it to release the video, right? Basically trying to gaslight his own children. Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. He literally went live and was coaching his kids to lie. That's basically what he was doing. I'm not going to even mince the words. That's what he was doing, and it was very clear he was doing that because Rat Girl, you have a good evening. Yeah, Rat Girl, DJ, thank you for letting me cut up. Ladies, enjoy the evening. Rat Girl be bringing it. I swear she had me cracking up hard. But basically, yeah, I mean, that made him look to me, in my eyes, more guilty. the way he was coaching the kids about, oh yeah, you know, he was saying stuff like, oh yeah, you know, daddy didn't do anything to mommy and mommy didn't do anything to daddy, right? And when that right there tells you everything you need to know. But anyway, let me keep going.
Okay. The info spot said Ray J explained to his children that a physical altercation incident didn't take place with their mother, Princess Love, and says the two were just playing and making a movie amid the divorce filing. Now, people are saying that Ray J.
People play, during their divorce. Yeah, right. Yep. They even mentioned Usher. Yeah, well, Usher was there. Some people think that Diddy turned out Usher.
They did something to Princess, right? And if you listen to the live, kids have a trauma response and they only want to feel safe. And when they want to run, they always try to leave the place where something bad happened. Also, you can tell from the live that whatever happened took place at Princess's house. That Ray J should not have a key. Why?
Wow, I didn't know that. So he literally, so it sounds like to me what happened is that he did that same bandit shit where he probably showed up uninvited. You know what I mean? They do that.
Because both kids were saying, no, I want to go with you. I want to go with you. He was taking a brother, but leaving his daughter. And she was saying, no, 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 I want to go with you. I want to go to your place. Ray J posting that video. Nate said Ray J posting that video of his kids crying after him and Princess argued, right?
First of all, it's already sad that he's actually hearing his traumatized kids, putting his traumatized kids on, you know, for everybody to hear. Phoenix Soul, isn't Ray J the ninja who leaked the first Kim K Smegs tape? Yep. Yep, that's him. Why are we thinking he's innocent? Yeah, I know.
And then after that, he went live. Yeah, Ray J is he is a piece of work. And we've been overlooking this mofo for far too long. But tell me, why is it anything weird going on? Ray J is always at the center of it.
Yeah. I'm going to drop the link because we are going to get into it now. So basically, I don't know, how many of you know about the situation with Exoticals and Paris MIlan? Put a 1 if you know, 2 if you don't. This is a very interesting, I know they're going back and forth and it's supposed to be like a smoke show of sorts in a matter of speaking. But it's pretty interesting. I'll give you right now. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to pause that. This beautiful young lady is Kia Roan. I'm going to make sure we can hear what she says. So I'm going to pop up the volume a little bit. And let's roll. Good music.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate your time. I wanted to quickly just give my thoughts on this whole thing that's going on between Paris MIlan and Exoticals United. If you hear a lawnmower in the background, that's because I'm having my lawn cut. So hopefully you guys don't hear it. But so my thoughts. I don't really have much thoughts. Personally, number one, I don't believe that Paris MIlan is bleaching her skin. I don't. I do believe that she is not dark skinned the way she claims. I think she is brown skin, like my complexion. And then she either tans or, you know, in the winter or in the summertime, there's different shades. I am learning that when you do not let your face tan as you get older, you use sunscreen because your skincare becomes more complex than when you were a child. You apply sunscreen to your face. However, when I was a child and I would go out in the sun, my whole face, my body, my neck, everything would get tan all one shade. So you may find pictures of me when I was a child and I look several shades darker, almost my father's complexion, than what I look now. And it's not because I'm lightening my skin or or bleaching my skin. It's literally just, like I said, as you become a grown woman, your skincare habits things that you use change. I say 95 to 100% of the time, I'm always wearing sunscreen on my face. And
Okay, so let me pause that and go to this one.
What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel.
This is the one I need to blow up because it's very low volume. So let me get some. Gonna get some very high volume on this one.
So I thought this was very interesting. So if anyone is familiar with the YouTuber Paris MIlan, she usually covers Black female issues, speaks on, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's a very weird sector. If you know, you know, okay? So basically, I know she was covering the Olympics, and I thought she was really just going to be hyping, Simone Biles, and I was just kind of interested in the Olympics content. And I saw that her channel was completely gone. Like, I could not find her channel, and I'm like, what? And the only thing that came up was another video, something like Exoticals, and it was explaining that she had basically hid her channel after talking down on somebody, right? So I'm trying to figure out what happened. So
Me too.
allegedly what happened was Paris MIlan made a video about Jordan Childs, who's in the Olympics. She does gymnastics, and she was basically just saying like, yeah, she's just a average or regular looking Black girl, like just talking down on her. I'll make sure to link the video of people going more in depth on what she said, because the videos have been hidden now. But she was just trying to downplay her beauty.
Now, this is where I'm confused. Paris Milan is let's just say medium brown skin. So let's just see where it's going. I got to see where this is going to really state a my opinion.
And a lot of people had a problem with that. Honestly, I have a problem with that. Like, Jordan Childs is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and I just think that's crazy to come for her. And it definitely comes off as unsolicited, and it's very strange behavior. So I guess the Exoticals channel made a video and, called her out for just making those just really disgusting comments about this beautiful gymnast, and she hid her whole channel. Like that.
So are they saying that Paris Milan made the video and shamed Jordan Childs, or was it Exoticals? Let me go back a little bit. Sorry to do this to everybody, but I need to make sure that I get this clear.
Called her out for just making those just really disgusting comments. I guess the Exoticals channel made a video and, called her out for just making those just really disgusting comments about this beautiful gymnast, and she hid her whole channel. Like, that is so crazy to me that she crashed out, y'all. She crashed out. And the point of it is, it's just crazy how these bigger YouTubers can feel so invincible. Like, they can just do anything and say anything. And then you will have these smaller channels that will start calling out the behavior, and they cracked to the pressure. Because it's like, if you really stood on what you said, then why would you hide your whole channel?
Let me pause it here. It looks like Paris Milan said, "Wow, you worthless, hideous hybrids have been lying and whining for years, and yet Black women have supported you despite your envy and deception." Wow. This is what I think. This is more why she took the page down, because this is, the thing is that especially as many women that are on Paris Milan's channel that are subscribed to her, that statement right here, I haven't even got to the rest of it yet. there are women in all shades with all mixes, and a lot of them, they go to Paris Milan's channel or went to Paris Milan's channel. So um, the first sentence is enough to that is just I don't know why she said it. That's hardcore right there. That, in my opinion, and I thought, Paris, I respect the way that she runs her show. So for me to see this coming from her, is rough. She says, "I'm so happy you're exposing what many of us have been saying all along, that you're no different than your degenerate, self-hating fathers." Wow. What do y'all think about that? That's rough right there. Um, then she goes, "You're sick, recessive." Now I'm alleging this came from her channel. I'm alleging that she wrote it, but people can doctor things, so we'll keep that in the mix. Then says, "Your sick recessive genes have you thinking you're a colonizer when even colonizers are want absolutely nothing to do with you, to the point they don't even claim you, no identity having what? Wait, what? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa." And then Tevin says, Exoticals always play victim. Exoticals always play victim. She even trashed Cynthia G. Oh, I got Cynthia G lined up too for tonight. So anyway, wow. I mean, I don't see what. Okay, this is the problem. Is this? We don't have context. So I'm going to go ahead and play T Goddess 777. The remaining amount. Here we go.
That's very strange. But yeah, I'm just curious if any of you are familiar with her channel or with any of that, what happened. I am super interested in what you guys think. I think there was also talk of people accusing her of skin bleaching, or at least just wearing lighter makeup and trying to.
She was wearing lighter makeup. I mean, she was wearing lighter makeup and let me go back to our photo. Where's she at? Okay. So I assume these are both Paris Milan. So if this is Paris Milan on the left, definitely brown skin. I don't think this is the Exoticals. I don't think anybody knows what Exoticals look like, except for Avatar. But this young lady here can be this young lady here. Makeup is amazing, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you how amazing makeup can be. This is Cardi B without makeup. Okay. And this is Cardi B without makeup. Now, let me show you. This is Cardi B with makeup. They look like two completely different people. Two completely different people. And this is Julia Childs. And as you can see, she is gorgeous. She is beautiful. Okay, so let me go back over here. And finish. Well, we did finish the video. So Mel breaks it down perfectly. I've known Paris since she started on here with boys. She's brown skinned, period. That's it. End of story. Thank you, Mel. So I wanted to have a conversation about this, but let's see. Let me bring up the other woman who was talking about it. Let's go back to the Kia. Pause Kia, because I got her blasting. So I want to bring her volume down a little bit. And here we go. I'm going to intro it. Here we go.
I don't believe that Paris Milan is bleaching her skin. I don't. I do believe that she is not dark skinned the way she claims. I think she is brown skin, like my complexion. And then she either tans or, in the winter or in the summertime, there's different shades. I am learning that when you do not let your face tan as you get older, you use sunscreen because your skincare becomes more complex than when you were a child. You apply sunscreen to your face. However, when I was a child and I would go out in the sun, my whole face, my body, my neck, everything would get tan all one shade. So you may find pictures of me when I was a child and I look several shades darker, almost my father's complexion, than what I look now. And it's not because I'm lightening my skin or or bleaching my skin. It's literally just, like I said, as you become a grown woman, your skincare habits, things that you use change.
I can attest to that. I definitely, me myself, I can change at least. In fact, who brought that up? Oh, let's go ahead and go into the Exoticals clip. Okay.
Fabulous life to
Okay,
come.
let me pause this. And I want to go, she put up a, where'd she put it? Okay, so I'm going to go a little further. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, that's what she has a. There, this, the Exoticals broke it down. Okay, so I'm here. No, I'm here. But I can go here or I can go here. So there is a change, but let's listen to Exoticals from the very beginning and listen to her argument. Now, the problem I have is, why is this all so important? I don't know. Let's
Hey,
hear it.
Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Diabolicals United series. And guess what? It's a diabolical summer, baby. So I saw that Paris Milan is desperately trying to prove that she's not that dark skinned. She got so upset by the fact that we showed photos of her from her tennis days to the point where she has gone through her.
Okay, so what I guess what Mel was saying is that this is when she was a little kid. Mel broke it down perfectly. We have 32 shades of African skin tones, bars. So the problem Paris had, the small problem she said is, why care what tone you are?
She's not that dark skinned. She
should be hey, I'm dark skinned, so what? That's what I would say. Because I want you to take a look at some of the most popular hot models in the industry of beauty today. I'm gonna, since there's men and women on here, I'm gonna show both. Look at these gorgeous women. Now, she's dark skinned. Why would anyone have a problem with that? Because she's fine as wine, as in the summertime. I mean, she's gorgeous. Let me take this down for 1 second so you can see her whole. Look at, wow. Wow. I mean, beautiful. Let's go to the next person. She's from South Sudanese. Anak Yai, I can't even say her name right. Gorgeous, look. Adat Akeh, gorgeous. She's from Sudan as well. I mean, dark as can be, gorgeous as can be. Nothing wrong. Now, this young lady is caramel, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Her name is Awar. I can't even say the last name. I don't even want to even insult her name. Wait, no, she's not. That's Georgia Palmer. This is Georgia Palmer right here. Georgia Palmer, right here. Awar, I can't say her last name. Gorgeous. You want to know why they're top models? White dudes love beautiful African women of any shade. Of any shade. So I don't understand why Paris would even argue with, yeah, whatever color you, I'd be like, look, whatever color you think I am, well, I am, whatever. You know? This is Mamina, I hope I said that right, Aker. And where is she from? South Sudanese, that must be the new spot. Usually a lot of the models, especially back in the day, they came from East Africa. That's the gentleman there. Malik Bodian. Karen Jamin, I mean, I can't even say the last name. Beautiful. So then let's get back to Paris MIlan here. The Exoticals channel. So there's not, they black, and they're gorgeous. And believe it or not, a lot of Caucasian men would call them exotic. Yes, I've seen them. I've been around them. I've spoke to Caucasian men. They love chocolate women. Let me make it clear. They love them some chocolate women. Yes, they do. Yeah, I be talking to him in a conversation. Chocolate woman walks by. I turn my head around to point to something. I will turn back. That dude is gone. Buying that gorgeous black woman a drink. Yep, that's what goes down. So let me keep it going. Here we go.
So upset by the fact that we showed photos of her from her tennis days to the point where she has gone through her childhood photos in an attempt to prove, oh no, I'm not naturally Lupita Nyong'o skin tone. I can tan to that skin tone. Oh, but that's not my natural skin tone, because she's desperate. She's desperate for my approval, and she's desperate for my attention. And I'm going to start off by addressing Paris MIlan, and then I'm going to get into my talking points. So Paris MIlan, I don't believe you when you say that you did not use kojic acid and other agents to
She didn't use kojic acid. As Mel explained, this is her when she was a little kid playing, tennis, where she'd be out all day. And I'm not saying that Exoticals is lying. I just feel like she's making an assumption that may not be accurate. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if I'm out, I go fishing a lot. Let me start with that. Okay. And on the left side, I'm about Paris's shade, the slightly lighter. But if I stay out all day, and you know how like I wear a watch on my left hand, right? You can see the difference when I'm one day of fishing, you can see the difference. I'm talking about like maybe a 4-hour time frame, sunny day. The difference from where my watch covered and the actual color I become is completely different. So let me keep going. Here we go.
Naturally light in your skin. I'm also not scared of you suing me because number one, you can't sue people for freedom of speech. Number two, you're just mad because I exposed you and I exposed all of the many holes in your talking points. And number three, a part of upward mobility and becoming wealthy is dealing with lawsuits. So if I were truly afraid of lawsuits, I wouldn't even be on YouTube. But like I said, you can't sue people for freedom of speech. So good luck with that one. Good luck suing someone anonymously online because they exposed you for not being naturally light skinned. Imagine being
But
so
see, the problem is that again, you saw me show all the beautiful models of different tones, from super dark to caramel. I'm trying to understand. I'm not here to tell Exoticals or Paris what to do, as I don't see what's going on. I'm just confused, but I think it's an important conversation. I don't see why women of different shades should be having a fist fight online. You know what I mean? Mel says this. Paris is not worried about those women. She's a boss. Okay. She only addressed their nonsense because they are relentless at trying to destroy her reputation. New Diamond says, bars, by the way. The same cheater, liar, irresponsibly baby maker. I'm not sure who New Diamond was addressing that to. Who actually follows these exotical weirdos is my question. I don't know what she's got more people than me. She's got she's got a pretty big channel for me. I mean, for me, I'd be happy to have her numbers, but I understand. I understand everybody has their point of view. She is a lot smaller than Paris, that's for sure. That is for sure. Paris has, I think, almost literally 10 times as many people. But anyway, let's move on. Here we go.
desperate to prove that you're not that dark skinned to the point where you're willing to sue people. Paris, you're desperate. Also, Paris, I noticed you said on your channel that you received hundreds of comments of people who were like exposing you or saying that you were a bleacher. Do you want to know how many comments I received defending you, Paris? I received less than 5 comments defending you.
This isn't really a comment to defend anybody. I assume that this is Paris in this picture too. So this is it seems to be a more recent picture of Paris. And yes, she does have makeup on, but she is definitely a lot lighter in this picture than she is in this picture. And quite honestly, she should be embracing her darkness anyway. That's the only, concern I have is she should just embrace it. Don't go, don't get into an argument with somebody about your skin tone. Your skin tone is you. Paris is a beautiful person. She looks very beautiful in both photos. So I don't see what the deal is. Give me foliage in the house. Good seeing you.
You know why? Because your subscribers don't even fuck with you like that. People only come to your channel so that they can watch celebrity commentary about women of the exotical community. They don't come.
Wait a minute. No, no, no. Because I remember using Paris MIlan clips in a lot of my videos, and I'm just being honest and objective. No, that's not. She didn't. I if Paris was always talking about exotical stuff, I would have known who Exoticals was a very long time ago. When right now I just found out like a couple months ago, maybe, and I've been on YouTube for over a year. So I'm not sure if I can agree with that. But let me keep going. Here we go.
To listen to what Paris Milan specifically wants to talk about and say. And I find it interesting that you say that Exoticals are your sons and like you're our pimp. No, actually, you are basically Chrissy's son. I mean, you can't even measure up to Chrissy in terms of your level of content. Even Chrissy creates better social strategy content than yours. Your content is just celebrity commentary about Exoticals. So that's why.
Celebrity commentary about Exoticals. Huh. If Paris brings up her page, I'll take another look, but I don't think that's accurate.
I didn't even have to change my community settings to block your name because at first I was like, oh, maybe I should go in my community tab or my community settings and block your name out of there so that people won't like try to troll me or something, or I can just ban them from commenting. I didn't even have to do that. And also, Paris, you're so desperate to prove yourself to Exoticals to the point where you're on vacation. You said that you were traveling or something and you still came on during your vacation to prove to people that you're not as dark as Lupita Nyong'o because you're desperate. And
Lupita Nyong'o is gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I don't see any problem with that. And she doesn't seem to have a problem. Lupita has no problem finding viable men.
you don't want to be associated with Lupita Nyong'o's natural skin tone. And so you're actually proving my point by even responding to me. So also, Paris, I just have one question for you. You mad? Did I turn you into an angry black woman? Did I turn you into a walking stereotype? Am I emotionally dysregulating you like I already have multiple times? Paris, you're so desperate and so intimidated by the exotical community to the point where instead of creating celebrity commentary on a channel that has over 300 and something thousand subscribers, you
Right. That's a lot of people. She did something right. And so it's kind of that's the only issue I have is that Exoticals says that she only does content on Exoticals, but she's out of that 300,000 number, there's got to be some Exoticals in there, right? In fact, it's mathematically impossible that it's not that it's mathematically impossible. Sorry for stuttering, folks. That she does not have Exotical fans. When I first went to Paris's channel, it was more about black women versus bandits. That's what I got from Paris. So I don't know that's just how I see it. Maybe it's my masculine view, but that's it.
You would rather comment about, talk about, and think about who? Oh, that's right, me. So the Paris MIlan YouTube channel has now become the Exoticals United YouTube channel. Oh, and Paris, you said that I want you to say my name so that like you can promote my channel. You already showed the photo of the thumbnail of my video. So people are already searching that video and they're already running up my check and my subscriber count. I gained 4,000 subscribers from Chrissy, and now I'm going to gain even more subscribers from you.
All right. So right now we are there. Just in case somebody wants to drop in a voice in, I'm going to drop the link one more time. That's part one. That's part one. We're going to have more parts to this, but because the thing is that I don't want to be the only person making opinions about that, but I understand that I need to dig deep. I need to dig deep into that. But I think that's enough of an intro that to see. I guess my question is this: is why does it seem like they're having a battle over skin tone when the battle should be against bandits? Really, quite honestly, I think black women need to put all their energy into protecting themselves against bandits at this point in time and going at each other because of an idealistic of idealistic ideas. No, that's not going to work either. Ideas about skin color is kind of a concern. But anyway, so let's go over this part.
But again, I believe that Asian is
Okay, so we have
two reasons why I started the YouTube channel. Number one, I saw like an influx on YouTube of just meaningless content. I didn't really.
Yes, this is Cynthia G's channel. It appears to be up. Has 60K subscribers on it. Here we go.
Things have been good, just kind of watching a lot of white identity extremism occur and not be labeled as such. But otherwise, things are great.
Do black men have more power than black women?
Of course they do.
Okay,
Can be in way to find new and used vehicles in your area. Go to carmarshal.com.
Okay, let me go forward.
Hey guys, I wanted to do this video because I did a video about this back in 2016, and this was a study that came out. It was done by Rutgers University, which they're saying is the university that has the highest rate of interracial dating. Now, the reason I'm doing some commentary on this again is because I have been in numerous debates with black men where on YouTube they'll talk about the lack of desirability of black women. They'll say that black women is on the bottom of the totem pole in terms of desirability. And they will sit here and tell you that black women have a low rate of interracial dating, not because they are desirable, but because they're undesirable, not because they have racial loyalty, but because other races of men just don't want them. So the most prevalent form of interracial dating is actually between black men and white women. A lot of people will say that, well, Asian women and white men are the biggest interracial daters. But again, I believe that Asian is not a race. You have white Asian, then you have black Asian. Then the reality of it is white men are not getting with dark-skinned Asian. They're getting with the lighter white-skinned Asian. So I don't believe that's interracial dating. So if you throw that out, you will have black men leading with the highest rate of interracial dating. They definitely, certainly do, regardless to whether we include Asian and white men. And of the black community, black men have always been and still are leading in that. But I'm doing this because I just was in a discussion on George's channel, and I think that somebody once again brought up this lack of desirability for black women, because unfortunately we live in a society where our men don't see that it's beneficial to elevate the women that they come from. They feel like it's more beneficial to elevate the women who give birth to their oppressors. So I want to go over this study, and then there's another study that I want to go over too in terms of black women, because black women are said to be the least desirable. No other man wants them, right? So we're going to go over this study really quickly. So it says 87% of white women want to have sex with black men, according to a new study. Now, understand, when we talk about desirability, we're not just talking about on a sexual basis, because I've already admitted
Indiana mom in the house.
Sexually black men are the most desired. I don't think anybody would dispute that. Black men are extremely sexy. Obviously, if you had a pic from sexually black men and other races of men, clearly you would want to be in sexual situations with black men. Nobody would ever dispute that. Actually, I've had other black men tell me that that wasn't true, but I've already known that that was true because I think black men are extremely sexy. So let's get into the story. It says, a study from Rutgers University in New Rochelle, New Jersey, has concluded that approximately 87% of American white women
let me pause this right here. You'll just find out, Mel says something perfect. You'll just find out that those exotical groups over there are just jealous stalkers and liars. I do wish Paris and Chrissy would ignore them, but get why it can be problematic not addressing it.
Had or fantasize about having sexual relations with African American males. The study was conducted by the Sexual Sociological Endowment in the Cultural History Department at Rutgers University. Now, it says the study reveals that a whopping 87% of white women dream of having sex with a black man, and in some cases, many already have. Interestingly enough, the same study says only 13% of white women said that they would marry or raise a family with a black man. Now, that's
oh. So they don't. So basically, this is the thing that a lot of men in our community are telling you. And actually, believe it or not, if you remember when I brought up that Austin Holloman clip, where he was saying that the Caucasian women are around the world, by the way, are not checking for black men. This is the statistical truth right here.
very telling. Because what it tells you that as a sexual object, they do desire black men, but as a partner and a viable mate, they don't. And that actually corroborates studies that a number of different people did. I forgot what his name was, the man who did the Is Marriage for White People? And I believe the author of that book was Ralph Richards Banks. He also did some commentary where he's explaining why black men are not viable mates for any women. And I believe this Rutgers study actually confirms that.
Ralph Richard Banks is the author of the book, Is Marriage for White People? And Rick, I have read your book, and I thought it was a very courageous effort. And so you tell me if I've got your basic thesis correct. And that is that African-American women are becoming more successful, more competent, more advanced in their education and training, basically than most black men. And those African-American men that are keeping up with them are so few that the marketplace basically determines that they don't have to settle down and they can date as many people as they want. Is that about right?
That's exactly right. I should emphasize, though, that the advancement of women is a good thing, right? The problem is really that black men are faring so poorly. And that's true in terms of education, employment, incarceration.
And so, okay, so you're blaming education, incarceration, and education as to why black men are being held back. Is that correct? Now, I want to emphasize, black women are black women are flourishing, and which is fantastic. But we have our African-American men sort of not. And I got to tell you, Rick, the one hot button in talking to my African-American female friends was when you talk about the issue of the men having too many options in the marketplace. And by the way, not just successful black women, but also white women they can date, that they don't feel any motivation to settle down. Now, Rick,
you heard it right there. You heard it right there. I mean, I've made so many videos on the fact and the problem that a lot of black men have. And one of the problems we have is the fact that we don't want to settle down. So if you don't want to settle down, why are you complaining? This is all to the red pill black men out there. Why are you complaining about black women? Even if you found misfit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, you wouldn't know what to do with her. That's what this guy right here, who actually is a well more adept in psychology than Kevin Samuels ever could be, just broke it down for you. Here we go.
The tower behind you is the Stanford University clock tower, right? You're a Harvard law professor, excuse me, a Stanford law professor,
No.
right?
Okay, that's important.
Yes, you're a Stanford law professor. But I did want to give the shout out to my friends up at Stanford before I go on and bring in the relationship expert, Dimitri.
This man is more educated than Kevin Samuels is.
Because now, Dimitri, he's not saying that there are no available African-American men. He's saying that the numbers, though, just favor those guys to be players. It just creates the marketplace, the market forces create the players that are out there. Is he right?
Well, you can't deny the numbers, Dr. Drew. The numbers are what they are. Like when Rick was speaking about the college campuses, yes, they're 2 to 1. You can go on any HBCU college campus and you would see that, it kind of looks a little more not favorable for the female population there. But the numbers definitely don't lie. There are more women who are educated and who are doing numbers wise, financially better than their African American male counterparts.
All right, let's keep taking calls. I've got Roland in California. What do you got for us, Roland?
Hey there, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Roland.
Professor Banks. Here's what I believe. I do believe that marriage is for everyone, but most blacks have had a rough start. So initially, when you talk about slavery, black men were taken away from the family. Then you talk about the 1960s, the Welfare Reform Act, where the men were allowed, were not allowed in the house. Now, as Professor Banks said, I do agree with him where he says that education and incarceration is a problem. So now, do you believe that loyalty and history plays a problem in this?
Okay, and Roland, I'm gonna just paraphrase
Let me
that.
pause it and give my take on that. Okay, education and incarceration kind of go together. Most people, regardless of race, if you're less educated, usually you try to find less respectable means of getting money. And at least in our culture, it's quite apparent. Black women they cannot survive on the street. So they have to, for survival and for living life, for life quality, they're gonna and enjoy school more too. But that's why Black women go. And that's why that gap is going to get bigger. Because quite honestly, right now, I believe that Black men, we are in a free fall. We are, okay, I understand that there is, discrimination out there. But quite honestly, education, I am not even going to buy that because we've evolved enough to, even if we're not getting appropriate education in a conventional school, we have the tools and the information to educate ourselves. So, yeah, that's basically the whole scoop. So basically the thing is that are some Black men tricked into incarceration? Absolutely. But incarceration is a problem we need to solve. Not, if you've seen my Sunday show, you can see the problems that there is if you want to try to give men that shouldn't get a break, give them a break. Let's put it this way. This is a messed up thing. Without the high incarceration rates, I guarantee you the percentage of Black women would drop. I'm dead serious. It's that bad. We need to focus on resolving the issues that we have. One being our temper for a lot of us. And two is to focus more on success than sex.
I think, and I will throw it first to Professor Banks about whether history played a role in this, and then to Demetria, what about our families these men are coming from? Professor Banks, go right ahead.
So let me just say that the marriage decline has many components, but one of the key facts is that through the middle of the 20th century, marriage rates were pretty comparable for Blacks and whites. Black women were as likely as white women to be married in 1950. Then there was something that
now we're back in 1950. When that was Jim Crow, where you literally had to get married just to survive. So
happened in the latter half of the 20th century, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that resulted in marriage declining across the board, but declining the most for African Americans. And part of
you want to know why? Get this. What music started to kick in around the 70s, 80s, and 90s? Think about it, folks. What wasn't there in the 50s that there is in the 70s, 80s, and 90s?
What happened during that period is that Black men, for a variety of reasons, hit on hard times, and now we have fewer Black men than any time in the last many decades who are able to be husbands who can provide for their families even. And so that's a big...
I may need to go over this one more, another time, but think about it. Believe it or not, hip hop started, or rap started, in the late 70s. It was so novel. It was a novelty back then, though. In the 80s, it started coming around, and in the 90s, it was hot. And I guarantee you that correlates with the drop in marriage in our community.
Big part of the story. It's about recent developments. And one question that raises, which is...
let me make it clear. It's not the music itself. It's the culture. It's the culture around the music.
Difficult question for many is, what do Black women owe Black men?
Now, you saw the little piece from Ralph Richard Banks where he's on here and he's talking about how because of Black men's position in society, it makes them not just valuable, they're not being valuable partners for Black women. They're not valuable mates for any race of women. And if you juxtapose that with this study saying that while the majority of them will have sex and sexualize Black men, the vast majority, only a small amount of them will actually marry them and raise a family with them. And so that's just a reality. It says of the 800 involved in the study, 8% said they actually dreamed of having a threesome with Black men. Now, don't focus on this 800 involved in the study because this is actually not true. They actually surveyed way more, and I'll go into that. It says the fact that there is such a huge disparity between the number of white women who want to have sex with Black men versus those who would marry Black men shows that many still have some stereotypical view of Black men. Black men are seen as sexual masters in the bedroom, but almost complete absent from the corporate bedroom. It says, so when it comes to sex, most white women would prefer Black men, but they look toward their own white men when they are looking for a provider. Now, this is key right here because Black men, they run with this narrative of, oh, Black men are extremely valuable. Black men have no problem finding women. But all areas of data says the exact opposite. All areas of data says that Black men are not the viable mates. That's just what it says. Now, I want to go into some more information on this study.
Wait, let me clarify. Black men are more desired secretly by other races of women, but other races of women know that Black men don't make, and by the percentage and by what we say on all these red pill shows, it's true. We don't make good mates. I mean, we don't make good. Let me clear that. Make good monogamous relationship mates, because of course they want to get married, but then they want to have 3 or 4 women on the side.
Now, this is where they break down the information. It says, survey, Rutgers University is the top college for interracial dating, but that's not what we want to go into. Now, it says down here, well, I'll just read it. It says it's not taboo to them, okay? It says interracial match, a dating website named the university the top school in the nation for interracial dating. Now, mind you, they have no problem dating a Black man because that's not making it a real commitment. Them dating Black men is not being bound to any legal marriage contract. They don't have to share wealth with this person. They don't have to depend on them for being providers, protectors, fathers. Clearly, they already said that they only want to have sex with Black men. They don't see them as providers. They don't see them as husbands. They wouldn't want to raise children with them. Okay.
So basically what Cynthia G is stating is that basically by this study that other races of women like Black men for toys, but not for a serious relationship. And you know something? Black men are biting. They're biting. They're fine with that.
It says it's not a taboo for them. A public relations specialist representing the site. Rutgers also happen to have a racially diverse population. About 45% of Rutgers student population is white, while about 20% are Asian, 12% are Latino, 10% are African American, 6% are international, and 7% are listed as others, according to the school's website. Stanford University
Mel says this: other groups of women are reared to see men as a provider of resources. That is exactly true. And the unfortunate thing, for some reason, in our community, the men don't want to be providers. Not without full control.
in California earned the second spot, followed by St. John's University in New York and the University in Houston, Texas. Okay. Now it
That's
says
pretty much, Bridget, a bunch of studs and tricks.
the dating site examined questionnaires from 15,000 of its users who had an EDU in their emails, were between the ages of 18 and 25, and answered questions about whether they were in or would consider being a part of an interracial relationship. And
There's a bug in the house.
And okay, clearly, they said that 87.6% of the men and 76.6% of the women said they would consider dating someone from a different race. And this is just the reason why there's disparity is because by and large, women mostly want to stick to the men in their relationship. Actually, I remember when I was in a sociology class, and when he polled the class, and basically told us to write on the paper the races of people that we were willing to date. And most of the women in the class, regardless of race, said their own race of men, while the men said that it would be a variety of women. So this is just the reality of what it is. But they're giving you these percentages of Rutgers University to break down all of the information of who they're giving these opinions from. And of course, as you see, while a lot of women are actually saying they would consider dating someone of a different race, when it comes to marrying Black men, building a life with them, having them as the fathers to their children, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. So that's just a reality. But I want to look at something else too. Now, when it comes to desirability, you have to separate sex from everything else, because sexual desirability and desire to be a husband and a wife and a father or whatever, those things should not be confused. Because of course, if you have sex with somebody, you could end up making that person the father or mother of your child, but that doesn't mean that you want to build with them. Marriage means that you want to build with them. You're getting into a contract, you're mending your lives. So we already know Black men and Black women are the most sexualized group on the planet, okay? But it's really interesting that they speak to the desirability of Black women, but the study shows that actually a higher number of white men want to have sex with Black women than white women with Black men.
Wow, 98%. I thought what the Red Pill brothers were saying was that, they weren't, white men weren't checking for Black women. But look, 98%, that's pretty high. That's pretty doggone high.
But again, remember, they told you Black women are the least desirable. The reason why they don't have a high rate of interracial dating isn't because they have race loyalty, it's because other races and men don't want them. Now, when we look at desirability, we have to say that Black men and women have the same desirability. We can only see that as sexual, because the reality of it is every other race of people, they value their race. So when it comes to commitments and stuff, they're gonna do it. So even if we reduced desirability down to sex, we could conclude that other races of men desire Black women more than white women desire Black men. Because now, mind you, they could give that survey to every other races other than white women. They could give it to whatever Hispanic, we can say Asian is not a race, whatever. They could give it to those women. They will probably say the same thing about Black men. They will have sex with them, but they do not want them as husbands and fathers. They'll go to their own men to do that. And actually, even though they say that Asian men are the least desired men, that's probably sexually. I'm willing to bet that women would prefer to have an Asian man as a father and a husband than a Black man. And that's because Asian men are showing that they're more effective men than Black men are. They may not be sexually more effective, but they're showing that in the corporate arena, they are. Now, it says a new study from Oxford University.
Yep.
in the United Kingdom has concluded that approximately 98% of white men have fantasized about having sexual relations with Black women. The study was conducted by the sociological department. The new study reveals that a whopping 98% of white men dream of having sex with Black women, and many already have. 82% of the men surveyed said they would cheat on their white wife or girlfriend to be with a Black woman.
Wow.
67% of the men also said they dreamt of having a threesome with a Black woman and their white spouse. So these white men are basically saying, I will compromise my marriage to this white woman if it's in order to have sex with that Black woman. They want it so much. And actually, this corresponds with history. Because if you look at the plantation, on the plantation, white men were having sex with raping the Black slaves more than they were having sex with their white wives.
Dang.
Okay? So, but this is actually showing these white men desire Black women way more than white women desire Black men. Because in that same thing, you didn't hear them say that white women said they would cheat on their white husbands to have sex with Black men. Now, we already know what they would. We already know that they do. But this is a very revealing study. Now, it said, interestingly enough, the same study says only 63% of white men would have a long-term relationship with a Black woman, as most believe that Black women's attitude was hard to handle.
63% is not only, that's a lot. I mean, the thing is this is 63% of Caucasian men in the United States. You know what that means? Out of 230 million men, that's a lot of men. Remember now, there's only 20% of Black men in the Black men only make up, I think, like, I don't even think it's 20%, but let's just say, I'm going to be kind, 20% of the male population. I don't think it's that high, really, to be honest with you. It might be as low as 7. Wait, in fact, let me not guess. Let me find out. What percentage of Black men Black male in the U.S. Well, let me bring this up just because this is very interesting too. Okay. Literally 50% of Black men have never been married. Okay. 12.1. Yeah, I was wrong. So 12.1%. Black men make up the full population of 12.1%. And there's only 20 million of them. Now, let's go back to Cynthia G's thing. 63% of Caucasian men would have a long-term relationship. That's a higher percentage. Listen to this close now. That's a higher percentage of men, and I haven't even gotten to the numbers yet. That's a higher percentage of men that would marry than in the Black male community right now. Right now. Then you factor in the numbers. Take 63% of, I believe it's 230 million. That's a lot of options. That's all I'm going to say. Cynthia G, take it away.
But even if you look at it, Black women can change their attitude. Black men are sitting in a system of white supremacy. And even despite Black women's attitude, a significantly higher amount of white men said they would want to have a long-term relationship with Black men. So actually, the vast majority of Black women men said they would not only have sex with Black women, but they would also have a long-term relationship with them. Only 8% of those white women said that they would have Black men as fathers and partners.
Not only that, but remember now, so Caucasian men overall, there's more numbers of Caucasian men that would marry black women than there are black men that would marry black women. That's something that needs to be put in your mind. You see what I'm saying here? Let me say it one more time. There is a higher percentage of Caucasian men that would marry black women, considerably higher. It's not even close. Than there are black men that would marry black women. That is a scary stat. I am not trying to roast nobody. I'm just breaking it down to you. So that's what it is. So if a black woman worked on complete logic and said, I want to get married, well, what is the most viable group and fruitful group of men that would achieve my goal of marriage? It would not be black men. Let me just put it that way. Now, don't get me wrong. Black women can work magic and get married by a black man, but as we have seen before, and especially on Sundays, it doesn't always work out. So if black women work, this is how loyal black women are. If black women work totally on logic, black men would be down the list of their viable options for marriage. Look, I'm a black man. I don't want to be in that lower level, with that. But that is the society, that is the group we have built so far. That's where it's not good, but we don't seem to want to change anything. So if team marriage comes up, we got a huge way. It's like this. We got some work to do.
So if you actually look at that tells you something. It says the fact that there is such a huge disparity, there's really not a huge disparity. The disparity is about 30% between the number of white men who want to have sex with black women versus those who would marry black women, shows that many still have stereotypical views of black women. Black women are sexy beings with body like goddesses, but they have very demanding attitudes and will not do everything a man says. At least that is what most men in the study believe. So
and see, that is where it gets really interesting, because if I grew up around a lot of Caucasian married couples, and I'll tell you, I have seen the Caucasian women lay down the wood on their husbands repeatedly. So I think that stereotype is something those people have to work on. But regardless, there's still a lot larger pool of Caucasian men that will marry you than the amount of black men that are around. So that's what's going on.
When it comes to sex, most white men would prefer a black woman, but they look toward their own women when they are looking for a long-term partner. But actually, if you go by this, the same study says only 60% of white men would have a long-term relationship. That means the majority of the white men in the study said they would have a long-term relationship with them.
Exactly.
So I don't know why they're.
And remember, that 63% is fortified by a number of men that 230, 20 is like literally 15 times the amount of black men. I'm a math guy. Those are pretty freaking good odds.
That the most of them would prefer.
I'm not doing this just to push black women to marry other races of men. What I'm saying is that black men need to get their act together. We need to get our act together, or you better watch out, because if these women start looking elsewhere, you ain't getting nobody, because there's just too many more options. And right now they're just talking about Caucasian men. They're not even talking about they're not talking about Latin men. They're not talking about Asian men. They're not talking about other mixed men or men who say they're mixed. They're not talking about other a whole flavor, a whole rainbow of men that black women can have options to, and don't at this moment in time don't access.
White women, no. Most of them said right here, if 63% of them said that they would have a long-term relationship, that means most of them would have a long-term relationship. Most of them are, or even you can put it as just as many of them are willing to marry a black woman as they are to marry a white
woman. Boom. Boom. Fellas, I'm telling you, before you put hands and feet on a woman, just remember she can go elsewhere. Just before you start cheating on a woman, just remember she can go elsewhere. I'm telling you. I know it's a hard pill for you red pills to take, but that's just what it is. I tell you what, you better not treat them bad and send them on their way, because they will not come back. There's just too many other options. Sorry.
But if you look at this data, it actually says black women are not only more attractive to white men sexually than white women are to black men. Black women are actually also more desirable as long-term partners to white men than black men are to white women. Because
boom.
Again, keep these in mind as we go back and revisit the black men study. It says 98% of them are sexually attracted to him. 82% said they'll cheat on their wife or girlfriend to be with a black woman.
Man.
67% said that they dreamt of having a threesome with a black woman. And then it said, interestingly enough, the same study says 63 of white men would have a long-term relationship with the black woman. Let's go to the one about black men. Now, look, it says 87% of white women dream of having sex with a black man. So that automatically right there says black women are more sexually desirable. I guess if you're comparing it to whiteness, but again, I've never had a problem attracting any race of man. I don't care if it's an Asian that cannot speak English. I've had Asians who could not speak English in ESL trying to talk to me. So already black women are more desirable sexually than black men are to other women. Okay? Then it says, the same study says only 13% of white women said they would marry and raise a family with a black man. So not only is the white woman less sexually attracted to black men than white men are to black women. If you look at history, really that shouldn't be surprising. But also, white women are less willing to marry and raise a family with a black man than white men are with black women, because their rate is 13% of them. 63% of white men said that they would be in a long-term committed relationship with a black woman. Okay? And then it said, of the 800 involved in the study, 8% said they actually dreamed of having a threesome with black men. And I think it was 67% of white men said that they would cheat on their wives, their girlfriends, to have sex with a black woman. And I think it was to the tune of 60-something% that said they wanted to have a threesome with the black woman and their white woman. So when I see this, my question is, who's really the most desirable? Because according to these studies that people are doing in real life, now, of course, they said there were some social media dating app sites where black women were the least desirable on dating apps. Okay, cool, whatever. In real life, it seems like black women are more desirable than black men are. And that corresponds with all of the studies that says it is black women's loyalty to black men that is keeping them single. This is
Let me tell you a real life story. It's really not a story, it's really just kind of a fact. Where I am, there's a lot of beautiful clubs and high-end clubs and um, a lot of social things to go to, live bands, everything. It's beautiful. It's great. And if as a black man, if you want to take your time and play that, well, I'll wait for her to come to me. You just know that more than likely there's going to be men of other races lining up to talk to that same woman. That's just the fact of it all. Attractive black women where I am have no problem attracting all races of men, and it's been like that for a long time. So that's just what it is. So just that's why every time I hear some of these men make these comments about, oh, they're not checking for you, black women, whatever, I crack up. I can't even get my argument out because I'm laughing too hard at that. Because I can be shy at times, and I've seen literally what right when I'm about to make my move, whoop, here comes Brad. and I ain't mad at him. He knows quality. You see what I'm saying? I kind of take that as a compliment in my way. It's like, hey, I was going to talk to her too, so we're on the same page as far as attraction is concerned. Let me play a little bit more of Cynthia G, and then we're gonna.
This is why people keep doing data and saying black women, you got to date out, you need to date out, or you will be single. That is why. There's no coincidence why all
Remember,
these.
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying it to show any. I say the same thing, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it's just plain mathematical logic. I hope she explained it to you perfectly. I think Cynthia G did a great job in this video. She explained it to you why it's not just all about emotion per se. It's about the stats. It's about the stats and the law of attraction. It's just the way it is. The only reason why black women are date out the least is because they want to. They don't want to date out. I mean, they don't want to date out. That's it. If black women like one day woke up and said, F this, I'm just going to look for a husband, regardless of what color he is, it's over for black men. Because I believe black women would change faster than black men would change faster. Phoenix Soul nailed it. They just want to neg black women. It's their go-to bars.
Studies are saying the same thing. That's unless let's give them the dating app. Let's give them OkCupid, whatever. Let's give them all that. Mind you, all black women and a significant of black women don't even get on these dating sites. But whatever, let's give them that. According to the dating app, black women are least desirable. According to real life studies, black women are more desirable than black men. But you guys let me know what you think. Thank you for your support. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Let me pause it right there because I want to make sure that everybody, let me go here. I'm going to do that for a minute. Oh, I'm going to make some red pillars hella mad now because I'm dropping Cynthia G's link in the chat. Boom. If you want to find out. Now, I don't know where, to be honest with you, I ran across her channel here, and I don't know from where. It just showed up. So I'm like, okay. And anyway, it doesn't matter. But bottom line is that I just put the link in the chat. Show her some love if you would like. And let me go back to this.
But again,
and I'm going to end with a couple funnies. I was going to do something on Lapeef, but I'm going to save that for another live stream. Save that one. We went already went Shannon. Oh, here it is.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and you are
Anybody, right?
Okay, listen here.
Mama, Dada never did nothing.
This is Ray J. I want you guys to analyze this, and then we'll go from there. Here we go.
Good. Dada never did nothing to anybody, right? Mama never did nothing.
Remember, this is Ray J.
To me, Dada never did nothing to Mama, right? Everything is safe. Have Dada put hands on Mama or Mama put hands on Dada? No, right? Okay, so there's no reason to call the police, right? We're just making a movie. We're just playing, okay?
Can we go to your house?
We can go to my house, but I just want to make sure everything is safe here with Melody and everybody.
Can we go to my house right now? But can we go to your house right now?
Go get you a sweater. Go get a sweater and we'll go. But nothing crazy has happened. I got it all on tape. All right, so let's put on your shoes. I gotta leave, baby. I don't want anything that. Everything's okay. I just want to make sure everything is safe. I love your mom. Your mom loves me. No, I love your mom. Your mom loves me. I just want to keep it documented that nothing is happening and that we both respect each other and love each other. This was just a pretend thing, okay?
I guarantee you that's one of the most common go-tos to a lot of men in our community when they talk to their kids.
We just had an argument, okay? I don't want it to get out of hand, and I wanted to make sure it's recorded and seen so we're all super safe. Just because somebody has a disagreement doesn't mean anything, you know? Calling the police over a disagreement is loud, and I'm not with that, okay? I love you. Your mom loves you. Did you check on your mom? Go check on her one more time. Tell her you're going with it.
This is how stupid he is. He doesn't understand that his tape is going to be played in front of experts that know how to psychologically pick apart what he just said in this thing.
Dada. Go do it one more time and tell her you're going with Dada. You have to one more time so she knows you're going with me, okay? That's the right thing to do. Huh? We're just going. Everything's fine. It was just pretend, okay, baby? Everything's fine. I want Epic to just tell Mama that he's going with me so Mama knows what's going on, okay? And don't. It's not like that, baby. I love you.
I mean, listen to the kids. They are the truth. Something really bad happened. Why would kids out of the blue be screaming with that much that much, energy?
I love you. I know I love you. Come here.
I love my brother.
And I love you, okay?
Exactly. Give me foliage. Nailed it. My ex-husband used to do this dumb junk. Sadly, it backfired because our daughters saw through this manipulation. Bars to your daughters as well.
Love you, okay?
Stay here, please. Dada, can you say sorry to Dada because she's supposed to cry?
I'll tell your mom I'm so sorry for whatever's going on.
Make her happy. Come upstairs.
How do I make your mom happy?
Give her a hug.
Do you think she's gonna take my hug? Go ask your mom. Will she take that as a hug?
No.
Go ask her. No, you have to go ask her. I don't want to be in dangerous area, okay? Go ask your mom real quick, okay? Hey, baby boy. She said leave who alone?
Yourself.
She told you to leave her alone?
Mm-hmm.
Did she give you a hug? It's okay. She's just mad. She's still a great mom, okay? She loves you. I love you.
You can have to go with us.
don't know if they want us to go with us. I'll stay here. I just don't want somebody to call the police on me for me not doing nothing. Like we're just having a conversation. Huh, baby?
Mama wants to take your hug.
Huh?
She wants to take your hug.
She wants to take my hug? Okay. Then everything's okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, anyway, everybody, I think this was that was good. That was a now you see how Ray J really is. Now you see how he really is. That's how he is. That's how he is. Let's try one more. Where is it? Where is the one I want to play? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is that it? Right. Yeah, Ray J is he's a piece of work. I would say something else, but I'm going to keep it clean. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. Here we go.
So we got Neil, Birmingham, Alabama, 40 years old, doesn't believe in zodiacs. I can respect that. No children, and he's a wardrobe stylist.
Tonya TKO show, showing Kendra G show, on the DJ Torch show.
And an activist. What kind of woman you looking for, love?
That's the whole thing. The kind of woman I'm looking for. I will have to look for a woman that is accepting of all lifestyles. We living in a world right now where everybody's so judgmental, and I'm just looking for a woman that can accept a man that hasn't been with a woman in a couple decades.
Oh, so you're not looking for a woman, you're looking for a man?
Hey, what? What? Let's keep it going.
No, that's not what I said. Did you hear me clearly?
Don't start that. I'm trying to listen, Neil. Here's the deal.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to be respectful.
Well, that wasn't respectful. I'm sorry. Because I said I was looking for a woman, and I told you a woman that is accepting.
Let me tell you why I said that. Because in the beginning, you said you want a woman that's open-minded to all lifestyles. And then you also said you have been with
A woman who's open to all lifestyles. And this is coming from a man who hasn't been with a woman for 20 years. You fill in the blanks.
Woman in a couple of decades. So that's why I said, are you interested in men?
No. I said I was looking for a woman. So being
no. I said, what kind of woman you looking for? You didn't.
Right, and
that's why I was being
the
clear.
question, correct?
That's what, so here's the deal. Have you dated men in the past?
Yes.
Okay. So are you no longer dating men?
I'm not interested. No, I haven't dated a man in a while as well.
Okay. So you have dated women in the past?
Yeah, and over a couple of decades.
So a couple of decades is 10. So 20 years ago?
Approximately.
Okay. And what made you want to start dating women now?
I want to live a life that's pleasing to the Lord. And that's what I feel like God wants for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. He been gay most of his life, and now he wants to get under the Lord, and he thinks that's crazy. He thinks that's going to change everything.
When did this dedication to women come back around for you?
I'm sorry.
Well, let's take a moment, Neil. I want to be honest with you. This is a big show, so we can proceed, but I do want you to understand that a lot of people are going to watch this. So are you fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. I want to be completely honest with you. This is an international show, so I want to be respectful. We can move on. I don't want you to talk about something you don't want to talk about.
No, I think it's needed. It's time. I was a victim of a hate crime. A guy tried to kill me.
Oh no.
I just feel like
God is just sending us signs that we need to, live a
Get that violin out, please.
different lifestyle, So I'm taking my pain as a sign that God wants
I don't
to
know about you, but I'm not going on a show like that. I know that.
do something differently. So that's why I am.
Okay.
Die Rich in the house. Good seeing you.
Okay.
It's been a hard journey because I'm also feel like I'm being discriminated against.
He's been delivered.
It's by the state. The guy who tried to take my life, the way I survived was I had to
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you
We need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
One day he tried to kill me with, I had to use it on him. And the state prosecutors are charging me when they know he came in with the gun. So they discriminating against me too. And they trying to cover up that he's tried to gay bash me. So I'm fighting the courts for my right. Right now, they're trying to take rights away from gay people.
All right, what y'all want me to do first?
Oh,
What?
now do a silly clown dance for us.
Oh. Yeah, degrade myself, huh? I don't think so.
And I'm experiencing that right now.
Oh.
Look at Kendra's face. Oh Lord.
Neil, let's take a moment. Neil. Let's take a moment. I take it as an honor that people come on the show and they feel free to express themselves. So I want you to allow yourself to express yourself in the way you desire. Do you think you're in a position to start dating right now with someone? What's going on?
Right now, when you're dating somebody, you are there for each other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is my personal belief. And a lot of times, some gay people don't like me because of how I feel. But I just feel what God wants from me. I feel like God did put a woman on earth to support a man in more ways, even if it's more than sexual. And I feel like we all need that from a woman to someone, just to have someone to talk to and support and show that they really care. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it's just out of my experience being gay for over my whole life, don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you hear this?
Even men saying N-words don't care. Ooh, child. Even men saying N-words don't care. They don't care.
Yo, you know what? Listen, let me break down what is happening in this video. This is my first time
Okay, Tonya, break it down for us.
seeing this. I reacted to this live. Thank you to the person who sent this to me. Let me break this down for you. He is looking for a woman to use. Not that he done bust out all types of holes or had his hole bust out in all types of ways for the past few decades. He says he's been gay his whole life. But now, all of a sudden, he's up on trial. He's being discriminated against. So this is what it sounds like to me. He met a person on an app or in a bathroom mat, right? Truck stop somewhere. Something happened where a person he met up with who he didn't know tried to take his life, because I guess that person was struggling with some stuff, because a straight person is not going onto one of these apps to try to meet up with a person and try to bash them because of their sexuality. They're not doing that. So a person struggling with his own sexuality probably got on one of these apps or someplace easily accessible to where these boys go cruising, right? And then in the midst of what was going on, some demon hit him in his spirit and was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Or maybe after he had already even climaxed, he's like feeling the guilt. And then so he was like, Let me try.
Good point, Die Rich. He wants his own Megan Good.
To take this man's life because he's struggling on the inside with what he's dealing with. So he's like, let me take this man's life. According to.
So anyway, everybody, I think this was a good show tonight. It's time for me to hit the beat. I got some work to do. I got some stuff to do. What do I want to spend tonight? Let me go with this. Here we go. I'd like to give everybody a shout out. Let me put the bottle. Wait, you know something? Wait. Let me pause it because I want to play one more thing over again. Here we go.
Michelle, I want you to listen to something. Then I want you to tell me exactly what I'm hearing.
That's my Michelle.
What is that? Lies, bitch! I know what you sound like. I know all my hoes better than my hoes know themselves. So now that we established that that's you, something that's messing my mind up. This was messing my head up. How in the hell can my Michelle be his Michelle when I know damn well I didn't receive a PayPal, a Venmo, or a Zelle? Make it make sense. Because you out your rabbit ass mind if you think you finna lay up and not pay up. I ain't trying to hear it.
All right, everybody. Back to the beat. Here we go.
Money work.
Got out. Indiana Mom. The Rat Girl.
Money work.
Phoenix Cole. Bridget Mouton. Give me the podium.
Money work. Si me quiero educar.
Bridget Mouton.
Dormir en algún lugar.
Hazelbell.
Un lugar para trabajar. Y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si quieres la verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré. De dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son.
Why is seeking knowledge?
Ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque
I really appreciate everybody spending a little time with me on Saturday night.
Como tú me ves, sabes tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré. De dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.